Beep, 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 beep. Just a special. You know how I like these, don't you? I enjoy these, sticking them out, usually at the afternoon, right about lunchtime, just to give you a bit of a boot up the backside. So this is no different. Here we go, just a special. Quick one for you. Become a warrior teacher, buy me a coffee, become a Jesterite, all the usual. This is just bloody glorious. And it needs trumpeting because it's so very important. So I'm going to ask you, if you would, to subscribe and share. Okay, but let's get the news out about these wonderful, wonderful women. The women of Sheffield. Let's hear it. Everybody say it out loud and proud. Hashtag the women of Sheffield. Because what we've got here from the Telegraph is a brilliant piece of news that a women's football team refuses to play after transgender player injures opponent. Exclusive, says the Telegraph. Clubs in Sheffield League are boycotting matches over safety concerns, but player plans to pursue a case for discrimination. Against who? You trans-identified womble. Right. At least 4 teams in a Sheffield Women's Football League are boycotting matches after a club fielded a transgender player accused of causing a season-ending injury to an opponent. Mexborough Athletic refused to play Rossington Ladies on Sunday night in protest at the presence of Francesca Needham, 31. Amid outrage throughout the league at the openly trans player's alleged connection to an incident that has left a rival out of action for several months. So this LARPing bloke, right, okay, have you seen him? He's a walloper. This LARPing bloke, great big fella, pull me over, right? Bit of a Jaws quote there. Huge, right, big bloke, right, has hurt somebody. What a surprise. He's played on the woman team and hurt a woman. What are you doing letting him play in the first place? Crying out loud. Needham has since agreed to withdraw for the foreseeable future, acknowledging the challenges faced from teams unwilling to play against us while I'm on the field. So one of the clubs has been remiss in their safeguarding, and they've let this LARPing bloke in, right, okay, who's hurt one of the women in another match. And now the whole club is being boycotted by other football teams who are saying, while he's in the game, we're not playing. Right? It's a women's league. While he's in the game, we're not playing. And also there's a safety issue here. And a safeguarding issue. There most certainly is. Right? So he now intends to pursue a case for discrimination. On what grounds and against whom, you dipshit? Who against? Who are you going to... Right, I'd like to discriminate. The claim of discrimination is strongly rejected by opposition coaches in the Sheffield and Hallamshire Women and Girls League, who insist they are acting solely in the interest of the players' safety. No, I think you're discriminating in a very good way. Why are you denying that you're discriminating? Of course you're discriminating. You are discriminating to ensure women don't get hurt. That's called discriminating. Why are we afraid of this word? I don't know. So I go off to the shoppings at the Tesco's, right? Okay, wherever that is, I go. Not Tesco's, usually Amazon Fresh these days. Right, sausages. I'm going to buy some sausages, right? Sausages. I'm going to buy some sausages, right? So, what we got here? Heck, Amazon's own, yeah. Mr. Smith's bangers, right? And then I have a look and I think, oh, they sound all right, don't they? Jalapeno and toenail, or whatever they're called, right? And then I click the button and it'll say 97% pork. And I go, yeah, I love those. First thing, are they on offer? That's the first thing, yep. And secondly, 97% pork. Right, I'll have them. So I click on Mr. Smith's bangers and it just says tubes of meat, 41% pork. The rest of it's just rusk and the sort of scrapings out of budgie cages, right? No, we won't. That's me discriminating, right? So wanting it to be on offer, that's me discriminating. I'm discriminating between what's a good sausage and a bad sausage. Or a banger, right? You're just saying, this guy's a bad sausage. That's what you're doing, right? What are you worried about? Tell him no. Just, you have told him no, and he can go to hell, the swine. So they said it's about player safety. And there are lots of 16-year-old girls in our league. He's 30. The man's 30, and he wants to play with 16-year-old girls. There are a lot of 16-year-old girls in our league who are getting into football for the first time, said a source familiar with the situation. It's a huge concern, and virtually every team in the league has taken the stance to stick together and not to play against Rossington for safety reasons. Francesco is arguing discrimination, but that's not the case. It's purely about safety. I've already told my players we're not playing them. I'd sooner throw away the points. Good. Well done. Well said. This is what we need. So, what we need in the Needham case. The Needham case has potentially far-reaching implications, with at least 50 LARPing men or LARPing women understood to be registered in women's leagues. Oh, no, it's just LARPing men. There's 50 of the buggers, right? There's 50 of the LARPing men in knickers and bloody skirts who are playing on female teams. What's wrong with these clubs? Kick them out. God's sake. Oh, take the hit. Kick them out. Then kick them out again and take the hit again. Talk to the local parents. Get them involved. Right? Okay? Stick them on a rocket. Send them to Mars. Ooh, it makes me angry. Right. Leave women alone. The Football Association's policy is to decide gender eligibility for players over 16 on a case-by-case basis. Oh, shut up. Their gender. Right? All that matters is their sex. You need to get this gender crap out. Right? And we need to repeal the GRA. And we need to get rid of the bloody Equality Act clause. For fuck's sake. Biological males wanting to play in women's football are required to show their blood levels of testosterone are within the natal female range. This is insane beyond... Look, if you look at the work that's been done by Emma Hilton or Kathy Devine or any of these people who know what the hell they're talking about when it comes to sport, Martina, you know, and Sharon Davis, and then these idiots are going, well, as long as you've got it in the range of... Get stuffed. He's still a 30-year-old lumpen bloke with a pair of skimpy knickers up his butt crack while he wanders around the field playing against 16-year-old girls. Mexborough withdrew in advance of Sunday's scheduled match with Rossington, unwilling to subject their players, 4 of whom are under 16. Oh my God! To Needham's level of physical strength, Bentley Ladies also pulled out of their fixture on the same basis. Telegraph Sport understands the strength of feeling in the league is so intense that if Needham had not stepped aside, Rossington would have been unable to find another team to play until February. We had a Zoom call together because they've said here we've been terrified of being accused of being transphobic. So what? Doesn't mean anything. There's no such thing. You can't be... Right, so if you're homophobic... Right? It's because you don't like people who are same-sex attracted. If you're transphobic, nobody can tell you what trans is. So you're phobic of something that nobody can tell you what trans is. So you're phobic of uncertainty, right? It's because nobody will tell me what it is. What is it? It's a collective noun, right? Like vegetable, right? Can you be vegetable phobic? Well, not on the whole. I quite like okra. I'm not fond of red cabbage. And you can keep your carrots. Does that make me vegophobic? No. Transphobia is a nonsense. It doesn't exist. Ugh. We had a Zoom call together and you could feel the emotion pouring out, a source said. We've been terrified of saying anything. We don't want to be accused of being transphobic. We don't want the names of our clubs dragged through the mud. It's been like walking on eggshells. I'm really sorry that you feel like that, but take the hit. We're right here. Hundreds of us. We are right here and we've got your back. We'll fight alongside you to prevent these LARPing, disgustingly insensitive, narcissistic Machiavellian men from infiltrating every aspect of women's lives. We are right here. I've heard of women thinking of been deregistering as players because of this. There are psychological scars. It's not fair. We are volunteer coaches. We don't need this. We're responsible for the welfare of our players, and I don't think it's being taken seriously enough. When being told this man, this LARPing bloke, then decides, oh, well, I'm not having that. I'm going to sue them because they're not letting me in. You are a disgusting excuse for a human being. What's his name? Frank Needham, or Needham. Needham? You do need, I bet you Needham. You aren't going to get rid of him, are you? But okay, see, I bet you're not. So Frank Needham, go on, bring your discrimination case. Unfortunately, solicitors in the know, I think it was Levins, put on the timeline when I put this up, that claim will go nowhere. And I had to say to him, shh, shut up. I want to watch him get a legal fisting. Keep quiet, you lot. Let's let him get there. So we can watch, like Stonewall in court with mermaids. Oh, okay. A shot from Francesca smashed into somebody's knee. She's out for the rest of the season. You know, a man kicks a ball is different to a woman kicking a ball. Man hits a tennis ball. It's different to a woman hitting a tennis ball. Man running is different to a woman running. These are never not men. Stop pampering to men. Needham, who declares as a trans-identified male, responded with indignation, writing in a statement, Rossington Main Ladies FC has faced challenges from teams unwilling to play against us while I am on the field. This unfortunate circumstance has prompted me to investigate pursuing a case of discrimination, as I believe it represents a breach of the code of conduct regarding diversity and inclusion, as well as safeguarding of adults in football established by the Football Association and the Sheffield and Hallamshire Women and Girls League. So he's calling upon safeguarding to guard him. He's a bloody cuttlefish. Get the bugger out. Get the men to deal with it. You know what'll happen then, don't you? Jesus. That's the worry, isn't it? That's what it's going to come down to. Well, we have an absolute inertia from central government on the infiltration of women's sports by these LARPing fetishists and paraphiliacs. While we have that going on, right, this inertia that something more awful is going to happen, that something dark will come out of the right wing. And then we'll all be in real trouble. For God's sake, Sunak and your bloody bunch of cronies, repeal the GRA, get this nonsense out of the Equality Act, and let's get back to a sex-based society where women aren't constantly harassed, homosexuals aren't constantly told that they haven't found the right girl yet, and children who are confused about who they are not sent down a pathway where we rip off their breasts and rip off their cock and balls. I am beyond angry, but I'm beyond glad that these groups of women at Sheffield have said no to this LARPing men. This is a really important story, and we should be sharing the hell of it. I'm going to lie down. I'll catch you later. I'm so angry. I'll catch you later. Bye.